Let's do a sound check here pretty soon. Hello everyone. Trying a new system out today. This way hopefully it'll sound better for voice and piano, because I know, the piano part isn't as important on these practice sessions as maybe me talking and rambling on about whatever it is that I'm rambling on about, which is a lot of stuff. So hang on, let's see if the sound is right. I did a sound check a little bit ago. Let's hear. Sound is right. I did a sound check a little bit ago. Let's hear. A minute. Oh, nope, the sound is not right, so I'm going to disconnect this. My voice sounds really low, much lower than it usually is. Quiet, Siri. I'm going to disconnect the external mic. Try this again. I did a test, and of course. So now this is the phone mic. And I'm going to put this back, this time at 44.1, and we'll see if I don't sound like Mickey Mouse. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. That sounds like me. C chord. 1, 2, 3. That sounds like me. C chord. I think we're good. I think we're good, ladies and gentlemen. I just did a test and I did it at 44.1. It sounded too raw. It sounded like I was high, like higher up sound. And then I changed it to 48 and it sounded good. And then when I did the real stream, then it was the other way around. So I don't know. Okay, sometimes it works the other, and then sometimes it works the other way and not the first way. But we got it figured out now. So what I'm going to do this time is a little different. Usually I've been doing it with the phone mic, but the problem with that is that you can't hear me very well. If I do the mic in the piano, you can't hear me very well. The issue with these things is that you can't really edit it, because this is it's a live stream, right? There's no editing. There's no. Let's see here. Let's move you guys back a little bit. So if you kind of see what the setup I've got here. I'm on a tripod here. We got one cord going to the external mic. We can move this around as you guys want later. And another cord going to the power. I'm going to try putting it here, because usually I sit and talk kind of this way. Oh, my head's cut off. Alrighty, a little higher, Charlie. Oop, there we go. Let's see if that works. 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. Got people in the audience already joining. I hope you all have your cup of coffee. Where I am, it's 9:30 in the morning, which means you need power juice, aka coffee. And we got this coffee out when it wasn't finished brewing, so that means this is one heck of a strong cup of coffee. It's like espresso. I didn't actually used to drink coffee. I didn't start drinking coffee until after I graduated from college, which is probably really strange. I don't think anyone has ever done that before. I got up to get something. What am I getting up to get? Oh, I wanted to make sure that my Bluetooth on my phone was off. Okay, I'm on Do Not Disturb on there. I'm on Do Not Disturb on here. Let me make sure I'm on here. So as you guys know, these are super, super informal streams. This is just me setting up a camera, and today a mic, because we're being super fancy. And let's see if I set it up this way. Maybe it won't hit the keys. Because I do like kind of monitoring what it looks like from your guys' perspective, so that there's nothing blatantly funky going on that I don't know about. Until, if there is anything funky, let me know. Oh, it's hitting all the keys. Of course it is. TGIF, ladies and gentlemen. TGIF. I don't want to put it too high either. Where's a good place to put this? I could actually set it up on here. That might be a good place for it. That way it's kind of out of the way, and it's still pointed at me. And if I put this at 90 degrees, it'll be more focused on my voice. I'm gonna have to also adjust the mic level here, because I want it to be loud enough that you can hear me talk, but not so loud that it cuts off or clips when we actually start playing the piano. So if it does, do me a favor and let me know in the chat. And I can see the chat, by the way. So if you guys are joining for the first time, and even if you're not, I don't see who's here, but I can see who's chatting. And so what makes these things extra fun is like oh, not mini player. Come on, Charlie. I want it to match this one, default view. I want to see you guys in the chat, and we can kind of chat it up. So, chat it up here, and chat it up in the live chat. All right, actually, I want to get my headphones too so I can hear sometimes what it is. So give me another second. This is a great time to grab another cup of coffee. I might fill mine up with coffee as black as night. And give me 1 second and I will be back. Get your coffee, cue the Jeopardy song. And look who I found upstairs, folks. This is Molly, for all you people who don't know. For all you people who do know, say hello, Molly. Hello, boop, boop. Say hi, everybody. Molly was upstairs outside of Stella's office, because Stella is currently in some meetings, I think, so the door is closed, and she put Molly outside, so Molly was sitting outside in the hallway upstairs. What are you doing, baby? Boop, boop. Okay, we'll let her go now. Put my headphones in, and so today we are doing a few different things. I put these in, and I think I should connect to my computer so I can hear myself if I want to, and turn it off if I want to. Let's check that out. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me check the levels here. I think this might work. Let me know. Let me know. Will Molly be singing today, Paul? That's a good question. Molly, would you like to sing real quick? Maybe we should start off today with a little bit of Molly singing. Let's do that. Let's see that. Let's do that. So we all know Molly's favorite song. Molly, you gonna sing? All right, let's sing, Molly. Here we go. Molly did a good job. Good girl, Molly. Look, Paul's clapping. Mike says you have amazing vocal cords. Yay! Kissy, give me kissy. 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 Okay, get back upstairs or whatever you're going to do. She's going to run back upstairs now and probably hang out outside of Stella's office until Stella lets her back in. All right, so that is Molly, folks. That's a good way to get warmed up a little bit. Let's go like this for now. Yeah, let's try this angle for a while. We can try that. I might put these in and out just to see. How was the levels of that actually? Did the piano clip or was it actually okay? I mean, there's no perfect thing, but I think this might be a little better than the alternative. I know that someone was commenting last week that they couldn't really hear my voice, which, you know, when I'm talking about stuff, and especially in this kind of a series, I think, you know, I guess people might want to hear my voice. I don't know why, but, try to put this up just a hair so you can see my face.
But so you can hear what I'm saying, right? Because before, the trouble with this is that, I'm taking these out now. The trouble is that you either have it too, if it's the camera phone, the camera microphone sucks anyway. But if it's over there, then it's echoey and stuff. If I put an external mic in the piano sounds good, but my voice is too quiet. Since we're not doing this for like the highest possible audio quality of the piano itself, like if I'm doing like an edited recording and stuff, I think maybe this might be a good option, kind of just aiming it toward me. So it's not maximized for the piano. The piano will still come through pretty well, but aim toward my mouth. Okay, much better this time. Thanks, Greg. Good feedback. What am I practicing today, Humbu? I really don't know. I actually just picked up a new piece of music that I think I'd like to start working on. I started looking at it a few days ago. I don't know this piece, never played it. I ordered it and it came the other day because it was something that I think that might be good to learn, add to the repertoire. So I might start slowly putting through it. I don't even know if I've listened to the entire thing through ever in its entirety. The other day I listened to the first movement. I think Martha Argerich playing. She's an amazing pianist. This is the Schumann Concerto. Hang on, I'm not even live. Boop. There we go. The Schumann Concerto. I played the Grieg, and this one's oftentimes like kind of compared to the Grieg. Oh no, you can't see me sight read. I'll probably just work on the part where I played through it a little bit, like the first few pages of it. I'm really bad at sight reading. Luckily, this one isn't the worst piece in the world to sight read, but literally, I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to sight reading. I'm oftentimes pecking out notes and stuff. Luckily, this one's a little bit on the easier side. At least the first few pages were. And I've heard it I think once. But I don't think I've ever heard the entire piece through, which is kind of embarrassing because it's a famous piece. It's often compared to the Grieg Concerto, which are both in like A minor. I don't really get into the, oh, this is like this. I don't really care about that, but it's a beautiful piece. How's it compared to difficulty to Rock 2? I think easier. I think it's easier. J. Yeah, I think it's totally easier than the Rock 2. You guys, if you've been following along with some of the practice pianos, live streams in the past year, I learned the Rock 2 this year. And I didn't get it to the perform it today kind of a level, but I got it to the learn the notes, and if the opportunity comes up to play it, I could bring it up pretty fast type of a thing, and then I could polish it. The thing I found with like playing music and stuff, at least for me, is that once you get a piece and you can kind of play it through up to speed and stuff, and or memorize maybe, it's easy to, like, you can get it up to like 80 or 90%, right? And you wouldn't want to perform it at 80 or 90% because you might have some memory slips. You might, if it's memorized, you might just not be comfortable. Might be a lot of technical problems in certain hard spots. But to get it that last 10 or 20%, you got to really, work at really polishing it. But the thing is, you can't like pre-polish something. Or at least I can't, if that makes sense. So like if I were to take that Rachmaninoff second concerto that I maybe got to, 70, 80, 90%, 80% maybe, I don't know, give or take. And I really, it takes you have to really, really work hard at it for a while to get it to that 100% or close to, as close as you can get, performance level that you're aiming for. You can get there, but it's not a permanent thing. It's not like you can come back then 6 months later and be at that 100%. You will have regressed back to 70 or 80% again. So like that last 20, 30%, 10, 20, 30% of polish, for me at least, is a kind of temporary thing. Like you always have to, get over that hump and then try to make it so that you maximize, you peak at whatever concert you're giving for that particular piece. Does that kind of make sense? So no matter, like if I were to polish that Rock 2, that'd be all fine and dandy. I might be able to like get it to a level where I'd be able to play it tonight, right? Well, maybe not today, but I'd be able to get it so I could feel comfortable playing it that day whenever I get it at 100% or as close to it as I can. But if I like stopped playing it then, right, and like not play it anymore, like just put it away, not practice it, a few months later, it would not be at 100% where I left it off. It would have regressed back down to 80. And again, it's not like it'll be at 80 forever too. It'll probably keep regressing until but I hope that kind of makes sense. So for me, I learned it to about 70, 80% or whatever, so that if it came up that I needed to play it relatively soon, I could then really work at it and get it over that hump. But it's not it's almost not worth it to get it to that 100% or as close to it as you can, because it's temporary anyway. If you're not going to play it, it's like, well, it's going to go away in a few days or weeks after that anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, so yeah, Schumann Concerto is something I think I might start working on just to learn the notes too, because it's one of those pieces that's famous, it's played a lot, and you know, hopefully the opportunity will come to perform it someday. Can you play Rock 2 Movement 2 with the non-piano melody too? Oh, I don't have that under my fingers now. I think I put it away. Let me see, is it next to the piano? Nope, it's away. I don't even remember what key it's in. Yeah, I'd have to get the music out and look at it. That piece, I always think of it as All by Myself from Celine Dion. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to play it right now. I'd have to look at the music again. I got to that 70% or whatever, and yeah. So today I'm probably going to look at this, the Schumann, maybe a little bit of Brahms that we played last time, maybe a little bit of Liszt Liberstraum and the rock. Actually, let's start with some of those. Let's start with the Liszt Liberstraum, Notturno number 3, and we'll see how it is. So if you guys have any questions or anything, yeah, just let me know in the comments. If it cuts out or does something funky, let me know too. And all that amazing stuff. All right, let's get it. So full disclaimer again, this is practice time, so there's gonna be lots of wrong notes, lots of funky stuff. All right, let's do it. I think just listening to it, the melody needs to, I kind of died away too. I hit the minimum of the piano too soon in a lot of the places, and so I didn't have anywhere to go. Thank you, Anna, I love how you played the main theme with all those 12s. Thank you, Humbu, beautiful, thank you. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? As I do this, let's put timestamps on it. That way people, because a lot of people watch this later on, you can kind of see where everything is. Let's see. So I'll just say, can I say timestamps? Can I see the timestamps? Yeah, I guess I can. So we're at 21 and when did I start this? I don't know. It was like 3 or 4 minutes long. Let's say it was 18 minutes in. I'll just say 18. Liszt, Notturno number 3, Liberstraum. I don't know if I'm spelling that right, but whatever. That way, when they come back and see it, then they can see the timestamps. Actually, Humbu. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I was just thinking about what your question. Can you play Rock 2 Movement 2 with the non-piano melody too? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. What key? Let me just hear what key it's in. I just need to know what key it's in. Hang on. I can't even remember what key the darn thing is in. I know the first movement. Hang on. Let me just look it up real quick. Because it's actually kind of fun to play. You'd have to change some of the notes around. Rock 2, movement 2. What's the first few notes of it? Is it gonna play? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Nothing ever works when you need it to, does it? Play. Nope, doesn't want to play. Oh well, whatever. I can do it in a different key. I'm just gonna improvise. Improvise. What is the key? What's the key? Is it? That's not the right key. Anyway, it goes. No, that's the first movement. Second movement goes. Oh yeah. Let's see, second movement. This is even the copy I learned from, I think. Second movement, you made me curious. That's first movement. Oh, it's an E major, yeah. So. Change the keys around a little bit. piano notes and the melody, but you can kind of make it up. So I started more what was written, trying to play both, and then I just kind of went my own version. All right, back to this. It needs to have, so I bottomed out, what happened, I think. So, like, if you get too quiet on the piano, there's like a bottom limit of how, Humbu, was that what you were looking for? That kind of a thing? So on the piano, you can only go so quiet before, like, literally the hammer doesn't hit the string. This is a string, apparently. This is the hammer. This is more accurate. Until it literally doesn't hit. And so if you bottom out, if you get too quiet too soon, you have nowhere place to go further down. Yeah, so that's what I did here. So I need to bring out the melody more too, and I need to have more coffee. All right. Oh, did you guys, oh, super Humbu. Were you guys wondering also why I had like a drill and drill bits and stuff in my picture? I had a project yesterday. How can you improvise the hand crossing finger on the spot? Alternating the melody between the hands while writing always gets me. In fact, I was. Oh, you were wondering. Yeah, so I had a little project. Okay, we're really distracted today. Oh, we're gonna get to it, we'll get to it. Yesterday I had a project. You guys know I like doing projects around my, sometimes I post stuff on it. I think I have a video coming out sometime. I recorded and edited and uploaded, I haven't released it yet, of me doing PEX pipe tubing to install like a water line. I'll release that. I don't know if you guys are interested in that stuff. I am, so I might as well just release it because it's like stuff that I like to do. But yesterday I did another project in the house, and I filmed it. And that was the project, and I had to do some drilling and some installation and stuff and move refrigerator and all that, but I'll give you a sneak peek. So I filmed the video of what I actually did, so I haven't edited it or anything, but I'll probably edit it and maybe release it in a couple weeks or something. But let me just give you a sneak peek. So this is what I did. So I thought it would be pretty awesome to install above cabinet lighting in our refrigerator. So that's what I did. And this isn't just, okay, I'm gonna geek out now. So this isn't just above cabinet lighting, but this is like, you can adjust, Alexa, make the kitchen cooler. And it can change the Kelvin. Alexa, make the kitchen blue. So you can do, and it's not just one color, it can also do, I have to control that part with my phone, it can also move and swirl colors and stuff, so I can have like karaoke night if I want, with Korean karaoke, because Koreans love karaoke, and I grew up in Korea going to karaoke place, anyway, this looks cheesy, but Alexa, make the kitchen white.
I don't know how to set kitchen to that setting.
Oh, poopy. Alexa, make the kitchen white. Yeah, that's too cold. Alexa, make the kitchen warmer. There we go, that's better. So anyway, that was a sneak peek of the project. So that involved a whole bunch of stuff. So these aren't just, I'll show you in the video when it comes out. But these ones aren't just like, a lot of light strips are just like one solid color, right? So these ones, what I showed you are that, but it also has zones. So like when it reacts to music, or you can just have it like do different color swirls and stuff, which is a little cheesy, but actually like when you're watching a movie or something, it's kind of cool. But it looks really, oh, sorry, Paul, your Alexa's confused, sorry. I'll call it Amazon. And anyway, so it can do that stuff, but it just looks really nice like as accent lighting and makes the room feel bigger as well and taller. So that was my project. So it involved 2 sets. I had to figure out how to get the fridge out so I could plug one in and one a thing, and then I had to like drill through the cabinet on the other side, and so anyway, that was a project. Worked out good. Oh, I'm sorry, Humbu, you did that. You should upload that. Oh yeah, I will. It'll probably won't come out for a couple weeks. I have a whole bunch of other videos kind of beforehand. But anyways, I like doing stuff like that around the house. I might make a video also about how I flipped out all of the switches, or most of the switches in the house, to make everything smart in the house. I don't know, if you guys are interested in that stuff, let me know. I am. I think it's fun. So I'm like, if you haven't figured it out, I'm a tech nerd. I love computers ever since I was a little tiny kid. And so I just geek out at my house, and Stella just kind of goes with the flow, and usually she's like just indifferent, and then she ends up being the one using the stuff like a lot. So, you know. All right, back to work, Charlie. Back to work. So in this piece, the melody does go between the hands too, kind of what Ananth was saying. So, you know, has right hand, left hand. Now I'm thinking of the other piece. I'm thinking of the Rachmaninoff now. Oh yeah, right hand, left hand, right hand, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 left. Right, right, left, right, left, 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 left. So it switches back and forth. And the hard part of doing switching pieces where the melody is switched between both hands is that you don't want it to be, you know, sound like you're playing with two hands. You don't want it to be like. You don't want it to stick out and stuff. This reminds me of that song. The Blue Danube thing. It also does that, right? Because you're going between two hands. So it's almost like you have to imagine a third hand sticking out of your gut, playing the middle thing, the middle melody. Anyway, let's try this again, bringing out more of the melody and not getting too quiet too fast, so I don't hit like the sound floor or whatever you want to call it. See there, I dropped down that F. You do want it to be less, but if it drops too low, then you hit the rock bottom and you can't. So a trick to that is, you know, don't get so quiet, but also you can bring everything else up, because like sound is relative. That's probably scientifically inaccurate, but how we perceive sound is relative. Maybe that's the way to put it. Like, you know, decibels are, you know, like you can measure decibels, but what we perceive as loud or soft is a lot of, I mean, some of it's like exact, right? Like if it's really loud, even if it's a soft piece played super loud, it's loud. But a lot of how we perceive sound is relative. I'll say it that way. So if you make everything louder, it's kind of relative to that. So. I think it's better. Because, can you guys hear a difference? Like, if you bring everything a little up, then you have more room to really shape the melody without it hitting the, we'll call it sound floor. I think in like audio terms, like when you're recording something, the sound floor is like the quietest possible. So like if you have a fan buzzing, like that would be the sound floor, right? You can't play anything softer than that buzzing fan sound. Like that's kind of the bottom level. So if you hit the sound floor of a piano, you just can't play any quieter without the notes not sounding. But if you bring everything up, you have much more room to shape and stuff. Definitely both rhythm and dynamics in music is relative. It's kind of interesting to think about rhythm as being relative as well, because that often is aspect, I can't read, that aspect is often neglected. Yeah, super. Your interpretation now reminds me of a lot of Arthur Rubinstein's. Oh, well, thank you. I actually don't think I've heard Rubinstein's version. So thank you. That's very nice, yeah. Okay, let's keep moving on. Hang on. And again, if you guys have questions or stuff, just, I love it when you guys chat. Um, um, um. Yeah. There's a difference. One of the first things I realized when I played a grand piano after digital was a higher sound floor. When you say higher sound floor, do you mean you can't get as quiet on a real piano as a digital? Or you can get quieter? Okay, so let's keep on moving. Oh, okay, so yeah, you can't get as quiet. It's, well, I mean, the piano in general, well, I guess I can see where you're going with that, because on a digital piano, you can literally turn the volume down, whereas you can't turn the volume of everything down on a grand piano. But in terms of the tone and texture, it would probably be pretty similar. Yeah. And that's one of the things also, like when you're practicing the piano, especially like in a house where the piano might sound louder than it might sound if you're on a concert stage, you might have the inclination of trying to play quieter, just in general, like playing everything quieter. But the flip side of that is that when you actually get to a concert stage and you really have to play out, then you're not used to it, and that could be a problem. I was used to play piano so extremely softly on a digital. Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's bring out the top. So you want to balance. So balance in music is very important. I came wrong note, but you want to bring out the balance. Basically, is when you think mixer. So if you guys know anything about like mixers and recording and stuff, you have vocal and drums and bass, and you have everything on a different track recorded. You can like up and down them. Oh, I want more bass, I want less drums, I want more singer, I want this. And you have to basically do that at the piano. So like if you have a chord, if you just play it flat, it might not sound good. You maybe want to bring a little bit more of the bass, a little bit more of the top, a little less of the middle, right? Sounds very different than, right? So even when you're playing two notes, most of the time you want to bring out the top of the melody. This counter melody in the bass that you can bring out. Is that the right note? It's weird when I'm playing it. So it's like a counter melody going down in the bottom. You can bring that out. It adds depth. If I can play the right ones. playing going down, countermelloing left hand, right? You want to swell the left hand. See how the left hand goes, whatever the notes are? So it can be like a big wave coming down. So you want to shape that too, up and down, crescendo, decrescendo. Whoops, page turn. So this part, you're crossing over with your left hand. It's an A flat major chord. But you want to bring out the top. And I didn't do it very well. My melody died too. I got a little quiet again. So we've got... Oops. Because like you have these very, very like, it's almost Disney-like. Can you wish upon a star? But painful. And then suddenly a rich, warm. Better. Still a long way to go, but a little better. Okay, yeah, I think that's better. I think it's better. Thanks for the special memory with this piece, my Brazilian Diego. Always requests me to play it for him. He passed away in 2018. May RIP. One day I'll upload my performance and dedicate it to him. Oh, that's very nice that you're gonna upload it and dedicate it to him. Sorry for your loss, Yaya. Yeah, sorry for your loss, Yaya. Brazilian friend. Okay. It's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece. It almost sounds like Chopin. Oh, Brazilian friend. Yeah, sorry for your loss. Yeah, yeah. It's nice that you'll upload it and dedicate it to him, though. That's super. All right. Let's go on to another piece. Let me take a look at the timestamp, and I'll put that in there now. 46:30. So again, I'm putting the timestamps in for. I'll say like 22 was roughly, or 21 is roughly quick Rachmaninoff 2. Second concerto, second movement. Improv. Oh, coffee's done. And then now we're going to do the Rachmaninoff Prelude. I don't know what number it is. What's the prelude? Oh, number. Oh, it got cut off. Oops. In C sharp minor, we'll call it that. Okay, let's do that one. I think I need more coffee. I'm getting pooped. Let's get some coffee while we wait. Or while we wait. Let me get some coffee. Ooh. Alrighty. Coffee! Coffee. Prelude, Opus 3, number something. I don't know what number it is. This is the famous one. A very good one if you want to do like a drum thing. Something like that. I think I've heard someone do that. I've heard one of those somewhere. Let's play it. Ollie sometimes sings to this one too. not what I'd call a happy song. Yeah, good piece. It's coming. There's a bajillion ways you can play almost any piece, but this one too. This piece is a good example of a piece that needs balance. That needs balance. You know. That needs balance. Because you have a lot of chords in this piece. And this is a piece where you don't want to overbalance it to like the top notes too much. I mean, you want some, right? You want to have that melody. But it's not happy. You see, you want a lot of meat and bones. Is that a saying? Meat? You want a meaty sound, a deep, dark, rich tone, right? And to do that, you want a lot of middles as well as bass, not just top, not just bass. You want to play deep into the keys. Agitato. I'm going to stop saying because it sounds awful. Agitato. It's agitated, right? But you don't want to suddenly become like that would not fit because you have this really pianissimo, 3 Ps. It has to be kind of pained. Something wrong there. I can't, it's hard to memorize. There's a whole bunch of chords. It goes A major chord. Don't know what that one's called, but there's a G sharp in it in the right hand. Another weird one. Another weird one. So it's 5 sets, and then you're home. So. Do you have repertoire listed somewhere? No, I don't. Audience, as an audience, can request pieces you're familiar with. Yeah, I don't have a repertoire thing listed out, but generally if I know a piece well enough that I could sing it, well, I can't sing, but if I know a piece I could hum it, I can like improvise around it and play it. Something sounding like Rachmaninoff. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a fun break. Before we move on to something else, and I think I have a video from a long time ago where I kind of made fun of Rachmaninoff by doing like a never-ending Rachmaninoff sequence soundtrack, not soundtrack, but like I improvised a thing where like Rachmaninoff's melodies where they never really kind of end. Let's do one. I'll do it in C sharp minor because that's my favorite key. Well, C sharp minor and C sharp major, I guess. I like C sharp. Grave. All right.
we started on that. What? 107. How long was that? Like 10 minutes? 7 minutes? Let's see where I actually start. I started 8 minutes ago. So 8 minutes ago would be about 1 hour. So I'll do 1 hour. 60. Boop, boop. And that what we call, I'm putting the timestamp in. Hang on just a second, guys. Rachmaninoff. Charlie. In the style of / inspired by. In the style of / inspired by. Rachmaninoff. All right, cool. C sharp is my favorite too. Yeah, I think on the piano it sounds really like rich and lush and stuff. Wonderful. Thank you, Paul. Awesome. Melody is one of the most impassioned improvisations I've heard in a long time. Amazing. Oh, thanks, Ananth. Ananth, is it Ananth or is it Ananth? I guess it'd be hard to tell me through like text how to pronounce it. I hope I'm not mauling your name. I'll try and base an improv off yours sometime today. Oh, super. Very cool. Alrighty. Oops, hang on. Responding here. Okay. Ananth. So that on the second day, right? Super. Okay, cool. Let's see. What am I gonna practice next? So I've been last time we did a practice thing. I was doing some of the Brahms Handel variation. I've been kind of practicing it. It's again, I'm kind of at the point now where I'm still not 70%, maybe only 50% because the ending is still bad. Let's do a little bit of the Brahms. Let's just play through. I might not practice it too much, but let's do a little bit and we'll see how that goes. Where are you all doing? I think Paul is in Toronto. Where's the rest of you all at and what you up to? Hope you're all doing good. New Year is, oops, something's in my computer here. Roomba will get it. Hope the everything is good with all y'all. You know, let's see, it's gonna be 110. Oh, no, so it would be 60, 10, I think is how. No, 110 would be 70. I think that's how the timestamps work here. And this will be Brahms Variations on a Theme from Handel. Hope all your New Year's are going well. Jay, while thinking of learning Brahms Handel, it's a cool piece. I performed it years and years ago, and I think I've only played it one time in public. It was good. But then I just put it away and never played it again. And so I thought, you know, maybe I'll bring it back up again. And it's still really rough. Like, it's far rougher than the last couple pieces I played, and not quite as rough as the Schumann, which I still have only done. Oh, Arizona, nice. Warm down there. In fact, it's actually sunny today. I don't know if you guys can see. We are getting some sunshine. Let's see if I can, oh shoot, this is too tight. Oh, I'm also excited. See, look at the sun. Sun streaming in the windows right now. Sun. Okay. You guys hear me sing more than anyone hears. Now Stella hears me sing quite a bit. My singing is unparalleled. That's a very nice way of putting it. If you guys, that fugue is rough. Yeah, the fugue is tough. Tough and rough. It's not, I can't play it right now because I haven't practiced it to speak of. And the end is really bad. But it's actually not a bad fugue when you compare it to a lot of the other ones. Like if you get some Beethoven fugue, some Bach fugue, some of them can be really bad. This one is actually not as bad as a lot of the other ones I've played because I think it sounds cool. I mean, it sounds cool. Not bad as in like it doesn't sound good. It sounds great. It's a good fugue, but it's not as hard, I think, as some of the other ones because a lot of it's like chords.
in this one, and so you're not doing a whole ton of weird stuff like some of the other ones have you doing. Also, I think like fugues, like sometimes there's like a psychological component, not just fugues, but in like there's certain pieces where there's like a part I know that's hard, and that psychologically like makes a block, and so like I'll screw up that part a bajillion times in concert, but then I can play it perfectly at home. But when I'm in a concert, there's like a psychological block there. And I think fugues can oftentimes be that way, because like you're playing it and you're like, oh, there's a fugue coming up, there's a fugue coming up. And then you're all like, you start freaking out psychologically or something, and you get to it, and then you start like being, I don't know, it just, sometimes it can be like a mental block thing. I might take this variation, or a few variations at a time, and kind of just work it that way, if that's good. This is a great time to plug the like button. Brought to you by the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell. So I know a lot of you people in the chat now are people that I've seen a lot before. So that's super, super. So thank you for coming back and doing this. Live streams are pretty neat because they can, I mean, it's cool because it's like a different, more informal kind of a less, I mean, there's no editing, it's just raw. But it can also be like, it also is a good way to get like watch time and things like that. But hit the notification bell, and then what that does is, I guess, it notifies you when I post videos and stuff. The last few posts I've done on Facebook have been like -2 times or -3 times distribution, because Facebook just sucks. So, because they don't like me plugging anything other than Facebook videos. And even on Facebook videos, if like people don't watch the first like minute of it or something, then it just, and then if they don't like it, their algorithm sucks. YouTube's, I think, is a little bit more straightforward, at least with people who have subscribed. So thanks for that. And I think like it's, you know how I monetized the YouTube, finally was able to monetize the YouTube thing a while ago. It actually, I think I've made like $5. $5. You know, I've spent 9 years, and actually no, I had it monetized before, so I got some money before, a little bit, a long time ago, before they changed the rules. But I think in the last like week or so, $5. Just, I mean, move over McDonald's dollar menu. No, but it's actually cool to me, you know, make a little something off of the videos. A lot of, you know, it does take a lot of work and editing and stuff. But oh, I wanted to share some exciting news. So, to up the game of the videos. Oh yeah, I hope you don't spend it all in one place. Well, I might be able to get 4 small French fries at McDonald's now, and then after the tax, it might hit that $5. I'm kidding. So I ordered so you know how like when I do like videos where I'm either learn piano, like the non-stream, so like the ones that I edit and stuff. There's a few more videos that are coming out. So I have maybe 7 or 8 videos on my channel that I haven't released yet. And they're gonna, you know, they come out like, I don't know how often, not on weekends, but like on weekdays every day or 2 or 3. I mean, it kind of depends. I don't have a set schedule. But so I have some that are a little bit older, but the newest batch that I recorded the other day, I'm using new animations and stuff, and I'm excited because I ordered, so I usually have like 3 cameras, like one farther away, one like in the piano or on the keyboard, and now I'm gonna start, some of the later ones now, you'll see I'll have one kind of top down from that little light in the back, so that you can see the hands. That might be a cool one, so let me know when those come out if you like them or not. But there's another thing, but they're all stationary, right? Because, you know, Stella's working and you can't, like, you know, you don't have anyone to like move the camera around and stuff. So I found a track thing, grip gear or something. I found a camera track thing. It's not cheap. It was like $110 or something, plus tax or whatever. But what the idea is, you can put a camera on the track, and the track will move back and forth. And you can do it like along the ground, so you can have like a view kind of up that moves, or you can have one that's, you can actually put it up and down, like physically up and down, so the camera will go up and down, so you could have it like move. And I don't know if I think it might add a new dimension, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I'm kind of excited. That'll come and I'll play around with it. So those videos probably won't be up for a while, because it's probably be after all the next 7 or 8 come out or whatever. But I think it might add, we'll see how it works. If it adds a new dimension, at least have one of the cameras slightly move, it might make it kind of cool. Here, quiet Siri. It might make it kind of cool. We'll see. You're onto the drone shots. Well, that would be cool. But the problem with I used to have a drone and then I returned it a couple of years ago. They're super cool. I had a DJI, the small one then. It's not the newest small one. They have a smaller one now. It was like it was the smallest one at the time. Like it was really small. I think they still sell it. The Spark. I think it was a Spark. Those are cool. But I mean, you have to do that outside. You can do it inside, but all you would hear is, you know. Yeah, that wouldn't really work so well. That'd be too noisy inside. It would be cool to have like an arm. And I looked it up. They don't sell automated arms. Wouldn't it be cool if you had like an automated arm that kind of goes back and forth? And then you could have like, even in the house, like a shot that goes like this around the piano. That would be sweet. But I don't even think I don't think they have automated arms. But they do have automated track dolly gizmo thing. So we'll see what that's like. Anyway, why not? I mean, like I'm spending more and more time doing YouTube stuff because it's like the best way to get stuff out there to people. And yeah, anyway, let's get to this. Coffee. So I hope you all have your coffees refilled by now. And let me actually update the timestamp because I ended up rambling on and on way after that. So we're at 1:18 now. So that'd be 1:18, it'd be 78 minutes. Is that right? Yeah. I can't do math in my head. Okay. Alrighty then. So, this is Brahms, Handel, Variationen. And this is, again, we're taking it down several notches in terms of how good this is. This is still really rough. So, especially the end. The end's gonna be like quarter tempo. Variation 2. Schmaltzy, schmaltzy. little bit of the stuff from earlier. Oh, wow. Reams. Thank you. My goodness, I think you're the first one. I'm humming like Glenn Gould. I hum and sing a lot, Reams. I don't know what your name is supposed to see. Reams? You are the first person who's used the super chatty thing. My goodness. Well, thank you. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. You are the first super chat person thing. Well, that's great. Yay. That's very kind of you and very generous. Thank you, Reams. That can go toward that track camera thing that I was talking about that I just bought. Were you here when I was talking about that a few minutes ago? The little camera dolly track thing that I bought. I think it's coming tomorrow from Amazon. Anyway, it can go toward the cost of that. So thank you. Oh, cool. It has like a little emoticon too. Well, thank you, Reams. That's very kind and very generous. Thank you. It has a little emoticon of like a coyote or a fox or something. What does the fox say? Remember that song? That's by Ylvis. I am a big fan of Ylvis. They have a lot. Do you know Ylvis? They're like the Norwegian duo that sang, "What does the fox say?" Remember that song that was popular a few years ago? They have other songs though. That like became a hit, but like they're actually they're actually really talented. They're Norwegians. I'd love to meet them someday. But they're like 2 or 3, I think brothers actually. They might be brothers. And oh, I love the Fox song. But anyways, they have other ones. So if you go on, just Google it sometime. Ylvis, Ylvis, and you can. They have like maybe 10 or 15 different like funny songs with music videos that are extremely well made. Like they're like legit like pop songs, and like they have one called Mr. Toot. They have one about pressure. They have one. Some are kind of inappropriate. They have one about Massachusetts. They have one about tying a knot. I mean, like it's like ridiculous. It's kind of like SNL. You know how like they had the Lonely Island had like funny music videos and stuff with SNL and skits. They do that, but also they're like comedians, and they have like in Norway, and they have like a they have all kinds of like they have a talk show, I think. But anyways, they're really funny. They haven't come out with songs in a while, but they're really, anyway, if you like the Fox one, you probably like the other ones. Sometimes I like listen to them. They're really good. Okay, so back to work. So the aria, the theme. You want it to be really clear. Clear. The trills especially. Want it to be clear and have trills that are clear. I think my trills at that time were okay. Variation 1. It's almost like popcorn. It's ba ba ba. So the third one's the accent. Ba with a phrase. Not written. It's probably wrong. There's probably people out there who's like, oh no, you can't do that, but I'm going to do it because I want to. When you read the repeat, I like kind of like pausing, but not a normal pause. Like it has a repeat. It goes back to the beginning. So you can play it straight through. You go. You go straight through, but I kind of like feeling like you're like it has like tension, and it's like just pause, but not even right at the beat. It's not like and then in tempo. Like I like pausing it through the beginning, which is probably again wrong, but I think it sounds like it fits. Let me know what you think. Oh, here's the end. Something like that. Let me try it again. I think it kind of fit. Yeah, things like that. You don't want to overdo rubatos and things like that, but I think a little bit can be good. It's like spices and flavors and stuff on food. A little salt, it's good. If you dump a whole thing of salt on your food, bad. Unless it's Tabasco. I don't know if you can have too much Tabasco. I drink that stuff practically. So on this part, I think what you can do, this is variation 2, where we did like the first 5 or something, where we're recapping a little bit, working it out. In the second part, it's written like this. So the left hand's going. I think that could be like a counter melody, like 2 singers. The one singer is going, and the other one going. Maybe 2 singers, one on the bottom or whatever the notes are, and then they're singing against the guy on the top. So it could be. Lots of counter melodies. It continues through. Wow, he really makes the instrument sound. I will cry that he makes me happy. Oh, thank you, Holly. Variation 3, quick recap. This also has, so it has the melody, and the bottom has, you know, the thingy. Counter melody, I mean. Good, all right. Variation 4 is one of the funniest. It says risoluto, which I don't know exactly what it means. I'm assuming it means resolute. Let's Google it. Risoluto definition. Resolutely. Look at, not to toot my own horn, but man. Resolutely and with a marked accent. Used as a direction in music. Okay, so resolutely. So I was right. A lot of times, you can kind of figure out what the word's supposed to mean, even if you have no clue. Context clues. Written is like taking time, but I think it needs to be. I think it has to have like that kind of ending, and you want to still shape it. So you got whatever the notes are. And then the second part. Counter melody. Last 2 again. Bum bum. I think it needs to be. Risoluto sounds like a tasty Italian pasta. Have you seen? I'm full of stories today. All right, and let me know the mic levels. I'm trying to get a good balance of, because there's one mic I showed you guys earlier. There's the one I put up there. Hopefully it picks up my voice much better than before, but also still gives an okay piano experience. Kind of, you know, too much piano. I could have like good voice, but the piano sound clips out, or good piano and my voice is too small. Very evocative way of playing melody. It's awesome and pretty unique. Oh, thank you. So Conan O'Brien, he has a series. It's on Netflix. Conan Beyond Borders, or Without Borders. Anyways, he goes to different countries. Like there's one Korean one. That's a pretty good one. He goes. I think the best one is the one he went when he went to Italy. It's hilarious. Oh, great. Mic levels are great. Okay, let me check, see how. Oh, no effect. I just want to see the mic level so I can remember. It's like 50. Okay, 50. I should write that down. Actually, let me write that down now so I can remember for next time. Mic. I'm going to write it down. Mic on top of piano for live stream and talking. Live stream playing and talking. 50. Okay. Oh, super. Okay. Where are you guys all at? Ananth said he's in Arizona. I know we've got Toronto. And I think earlier we had someone tuning in from South Africa. Riamps and Kali, where are you guys all at? And Yaya. So what are they saying? Oh, Italy. Conan Without Borders in Italy is really, really funny. So he walks around at the beginning. He goes with Jordan Schlansky, who's he works with him, and he has like a character, at least on the show. I'm not sure if it's really what he's like or not, but he's like a very stern and very kind of pretentious. And Cincinnati. Very cool. And he goes around. He goes around Italy, like I think they're in Florence or something, and he just like starts spout, like Conan like goes around and randomly like says a pesto, a rigatoni, and like so that reminded me who said that earlier. Sounds like Rims, yeah, it's a tasty Italian pasta, yeah, risoluto. It's like a ragu in a can. He goes, it's hilarious. Anyway, you should check that out. Okay, Ultra Lurker. Hello, California, Fresno. Oh, awesome. I've been to Fresno. I played there. And I played with, not in Fresno actually, but I've played with, I think Ray Hatoda. Isn't Ray, the conductor Ray Hatoda, the, Fresno. I think she's in Fresno, right? Yeah. Fresno Philharmonic, yeah, I was right. I was just double checking. Yeah, Ray Hatoda. I didn't play with her in Fresno. I played with her, I think in San Luis Obispo a few years ago. She's an awesome conductor. Great person, too. Keyboard concerts at Fresno State also. Yeah, I played there. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so back to this. Anyway, so watch Conan Without Borders on Netflix, and it's like the Italian episode. That's the best one. It's hilarious. It's really, I've seen it so many times, I still laugh. It says espress dot, means espressivo, which means expressive. So I think. So you have to really pull on the keys. Like literally pull outwards. Like your fingers literally like you're ripping the keys out of the piano. You're pulling on them and playing deeply into them. And you can get can help. Okay, so I think we stopped there. Let's play the next few of them. And again, this is super, like, really rough piece for me, and it will go really downhill. The first few actually sounded okay, but it'll go downhill. So this is practice piano with Charlie. This is a performing piano with Charlie, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do number 6. This one is really two big concepts. One is legato octaves, and 2 is making sure your pedal isn't too loud. I should do a Learn to Play Piano with Charlie episode on legato octaves. Long story TLDR of summary. Too long, didn't read. Summary of how to play legato octaves is connect the top notes. So do whatever you have to do, like moving fingers over, switching fingers or whatever. Connect the top notes, thumb. Just, try to get it as smooth as you can. But if the top note's connected, it sounds like that was with no sostenuto pedal, no sustain pedal. Sounds pretty legato with no sustain pedal, and that's by connecting the top notes as best you can and then playing the thumb as smoothly as possible. If you do that, it makes it much better than if you just played octaves. Oh, sorry. It's much more poppy, and I'm playing kind of two fingers there too. But if you connect the top, it's much better. And then pedal-wise, flutter pedal, like this with the pedal with your foot. Makes a big difference, right? The more you know. All right, number 7. Try again. Something different. So that one, let's see, does he bring his ring finger and middle finger over his pinky? It's hard to say to the laptop. Oh, I can go back real quick and as we've paused here. So for the octaves, right? So I'm just doing whatever I have to in the right hand. I'll move you over here just for a second so you can see the up close here. Ouch! Ouch! Just bonked my wrist or ankle into the side of the piano knob bench thing. Oh. So a lot of it's 4 and 5. So 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5. I'm sorry, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4. So you're kind of crossing over. Playing with 4 there sometimes. 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Right? And then here, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. So I'm actually playing 1, 3 for a part of it. 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5 and 4 together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5. So it's crossing over a lot of the top 3, or mainly the top 2, and sometimes using the third one too. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Hope that was a little helpful. The camera never huge difference. Yeah, it makes a big difference. And this applies to any time you're playing like legato octaves. Back to 8. So this one is like a galloping horse, right? But the top note is like sustained. Except for maybe that part, and then and then it switches. Then the top part becomes the fast part, and the middle part, so the bottom of your right hand. So it kind of switches. So the first part. And switch. See how it switches? So, yeah, that's hard. Here again. Something like that. All right, let's move on. Number 9. This is kind of like the catacombs of Mussorgsky's pictures at an exhibition. So this one doesn't have to be as clear. You gotta clear it occasionally, the pedal. But a lot of it is the overtones and. On number 10. Lots of hops. And let's go to the next one. This next one is cute. The melody's in the bass. Or left hand, that is. Top of the left hand for a lot of it. All right, moving on. Oh, this one reminds me of the ox cart in Mussorgsky's pictures at an exhibition. Why does this remind me of pictures at an exhibition? Interesting. Balance is important on this one, and the top especially. You want to hear the melody. And because it's so low in the keyboard, you have to almost bring it out even more. At least the low part. Do you know the what I'm talking about with the pictures at an exhibition? I can't remember how it goes at the moment, but yeah, there's an ox cart movement, and it kind of it's like. That's it. Mussorgsky. Okay, next one. This is number XIV 14. like, this one reminds me of a medieval times. Difficult, yeah, hard. This one's XIX. What's that? 19? I'm a pro at my Roman numerals, at least up until like 50. I'm not a pro at this one. This one reminds me of like the medieval, like a medieval fair. Not that I've been to one, but I've seen on TV. Take care, Paul. Such a pleasure watching and listening. Thanks, Charlie. I gotta run. Hello to Hasty. Hope she's well. Yeah, my mom's doing good. I'll say hi to her for you. See you next time. Bye-bye. Stay safe and healthy. Number 20. This one's kind of like brooding. Number 21. Everyone's very happy. 22. Some of the other like pop 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 ones. This one's cool. Well, it's better than it was. Still needs a lot more to go, but better than it was. It's coming slowly, steadily. Billy Mayer, yes, I have. Page turner for this practice, yeah. Yes, now taking applications, page turner. I haven't actually gotten into the iPad method. I mean, with the iPad method, you still have to either tap on it or hit a pedal. And there's something about having a physical paper copy. I don't know. Generally, pieces that I learn that I want to that I'm gonna learn and I know that I might keep coming back to in the future, like pieces that I spend a lot of time learning, I'll buy usually I get text versions, these blue ones. They're expensive though. Like each book, I mean this one says $17, but who knows when that was. Oh, that was in the Juilliard store too. I bought the Schumann book, right? Handel version, Urtext. Urtext means it's pretty much original. So editors don't change it around too much at least. I don't know. But they're expensive. This one was almost $50. And so each music is $50. A lot of money. Boop-de-doop-de-doop. Playing with an iPad is more difficult than turning pages. Yeah, I haven't really tried the iPad method. I know people who do it, but it just seems I don't know. I'm techie. I love technology and all that stuff, but for music, there's something about just having the paper there and flip through and, and some of my music has battle scars. Look at this. Minardi, I had this copy since I was 10. Look at this. Look at it. Literally, I mean, it's all falling apart, but look at the writing in this. Look at these pages. Look at that. Ripped. I've been all over the world with this piece of music. Ugh. Look at the writing in here. This is legit. This is legit. Look at all the scribbles. Look at all the circles. Look at all the things from mainly my teachers. Yeah. Have you ever had a play turning nightmare? One time I turned too fast, started falling onto the piano. Oh yeah, but the thing is so when I perform, I almost never use music unless there's a few special cases. If you're playing chamber music, which is when you play with a violin and a cello or something, a small group of people, then you use music all the time. And I also use music when I'm playing something. You're allowed, there's kind of unofficial rules, so you're allowed to use music, and you usually do chamber music. And if you're playing something super modern, like one of those pieces that you guys all know I don't like, the ones just that kind of stuff, if you're playing a concerto like that, or a piece like that, oftentimes people will use music. I mean, I don't know what the point is if you're playing a solo piece like that, because no matter what you play, no one will know if it's right or wrong anyway, don't get me started. If you're playing with an orchestra, I guess it'd be helpful because the orchestra and you might get off if you have a memory slip or something. I don't know, but even then the audience probably wouldn't know. I don't know, whatever. If you're playing Bach, Baroque music, that's kind of okay to also use. So I've used the music once playing a Bach concerto. So I've used that when I play with an orchestra. But generally, 99.9% of the time, no music. 'Cause I don't play a lot of chamber music. I do sometimes, not a lot. Concertos and solo pieces, usually no music. So I don't really have too many nightmare things with music page turning, knock on wood. But when I'm practicing, yeah. Or when you're just playing, rehearsing or something, it can happen. I don't think I have any nightmare stories though with page turning though. Knock on wood. That imitation LMAO. Yeah, the thing is, that probably still sounded better than most of the stuff that comes out that's music. Just don't play those icky modern things that make you reach inside the piano. Yeah, I could tell some stories. I was at one conference one time where I was speaking. I had like I performed, and then I also did like a speak. So there's pictures I think on Facebook somewhere. Like I look like Steve Jobs. I'm like up there, I have a piano, I'm like talking, I'm like big screen behind me. And I think one of the presentations there was like they literally threw not a jar, a big bucket, a big like one of those Lowe's looking buckets or Home Depot buckets full of ping pong balls into the piano, and that was music, or that was part of the music. I don't know. I don't get me started. I think I'll make a rant about it. And the thing is, a lot of the classical music world really accepts really atonal, meaning like that kind of stuff, as legit. Long story, my summary, and this is probably, you know, it might make people mad, but this is just my opinion. I don't like that kind of music. And I would argue that a lot of it doesn't even necessarily qualify as what I would consider music. I think for something to be considered music and not like noise, is it has to have one or more of the following things: melody, harmony, rhythm. And for me personally, the more the better. But if it has no rhythm, it has no harmony, and it has no melody, to me that's no different than you know, hearing a bus go down the street or something like that. Or you know what I mean? And again, there's people that'll seriously disagree with me on this, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't, you know, if you like that stuff, great. I just don't. So I try not to play ultra modern stuff. I play modern music. Like I'll play like, you know, contemporary classical music and stuff, like Menotti. But it satisfies, you know, music. You know, it has melody or a theme, and it has rhythm, and you know. But I don't like the really, really out there stuff. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So I try to avoid playing the super, super out there stuff, because I just don't like it. And I think ultimately, you know, if I'm going to spend time, you know, not even tens, hundreds or thousands of hours of my life working on something, I want to at least somewhat like it. There's too much music. I mean, like for piano especially, there's so much music out there. You could learn new pieces every single day of your whole life, and you'd still not even scratch the surface of the music out there. So I'd rather spend time learning stuff that I really like to play. Anyway, yeah, sound effects are more than likely not music. Just like how a virus isn't actually a living thing. I like most things early 20th century before atonality. And Schoenberg isn't that bad either, but I could never get into music which is really out there. Yeah, and again, like I mean, I'm not to poo-poo on people that are really into that stuff. That's, you know, to each his own, right? To each his own. But there's plenty of cases where there's plenty of people out there who like it a lot, and you know, if they want to play it, that's great. Great for them. And people who want to compose really, really out there stuff, great for them. You know, to each his own. I like tonal music, and I like playing tonal music. I like music that I like. Life's too short to do too much of what you don't like too often. Maybe that's a quote of the day. There we go. All right. So this is Schumann, which actually sounds, and so recap, I talked about this earlier. I bought this, I just got it earlier this week. I looked at it a few times. I listened to the first movement Martha Argerich doing it on YouTube. That was awesome. I only listened to the first movement of it. I don't know if I've ever listened to it before then. Really cool. Anyway, so this is really new stuff, really new. I've played the Grieg Concerto a lot, and I know people oftentimes kind of like link them together because they're similar, I guess, because they're both in A minor, I guess. I don't know. It sounds cool. I'm going to do it real slow and hack away at it. When was your piano made? Is it Hamburg or New York? I think it's in New York, and I think it was made in the 80s. Yeah, so it's an older piano. This was a gift to me from my teacher, Mrs. Adsit, Nancy Adsit, who passed away this past... I think it was really recently. It was maybe a month ago. I think it was about a month ago, maybe a little before then, a month or two ago. She gave it to me when she moved back to Michigan to stay in a nursing facility because Mr. Adsit, her husband, was doing not so well. And she wanted to stay by his side, and she ended up going in there with him, which probably was not the best decision for her health. So she when she moved out there, she gave it to me. But at that point, I didn't have a place to put it because I was living in New York, and I didn't have a house or anything. So that was a while ago when she first moved out to Michigan. And so this went to my parents' house, my home childhood house, and then the piano that was there, they moved, I think, temporarily to storage, and then eventually to a singer's house, a singing teacher's house, who used it to teach students, and so it went to good use for a while. And then when I got a house and Stella and I moved out to the West Coast, this came here, and then the old piano went back to my parents' house, the one I grew up with, Boston, which is a great one. What a marvelous gift to you. It was very, very a special gift. It's a beautiful piano. It's a B Steinway, and it's a beautiful piano. It's not, the thing with pianos is that, like, the age doesn't, it's not like an iPhone, right? Like, you wouldn't use any piece of technology that was made 30 some years ago. You wouldn't. Like, you wouldn't. No one would. Do you use a rotary phone? No, yeah. But pianos, if they're taken care of, can be, can last a lifetime or more. There's some really nice pianos that have been really well maintained from a long time ago, and then there's modern pianos who've been just beat to crap, and that are very new, but they're just in condition because they just haven't been taken care of. So a lot of it is how well it's been taken care of. And I have an amazing technician, Ryan Sowers, who has been working on my piano since I was like 6 or 7. And so he still takes care of this baby, so it's in good hands. If you're in need of a piano technician and you are in the Washington State area, Ryan Sowers, I couldn't recommend him more. He's amazing. I think his company is called Pianova, Pianova. There's a plug. Anyway, let's try a little bit of this. This is real new. Real new. What an awesome way to start. It goes. This has a very beautiful melody. Let me turn on this light too, so I can see the music a little clear. Let there be light. Let's scoot this over. Can you guys still see? If I scoot it back more. Don't fall in the piano. There we go. I'm playing a Baldwin from 1941 still. Sounds better than my Samick from the 90s. Oh, Baldwin makes some really good pianos. Samick is that's not as high end, I think, as a Baldwin. There's some Baldwins that are, when I was doing some of those Midwest tours over the past many years, a lot of places, like small towns and stuff, have 9-foot Baldwins, and a lot of them are really, really nice. My Mrs. Atzett, who gave me this piano, she had a little spinet and a Baldwin upright, a brown one, downstairs in her teaching studio, and this was upstairs in her living room. And that Baldwin was also a very good little piano. Baldwin makes some really nice made some nice. I think they've been out of business for a long time, I think, right? Baldwin makes some good stuff. Samick is a Korean brand. I had a Kohler and Campbell before I had my first real piano. We had a garage sale piano when I was a kid, and that's where I started Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and stuff. We had 1 or 2 of them. One had multicolored keys, and one was like a brown one. One was in the garage, and the one that I started playing on was like a brown one in the living room. But the first grand piano I got was a Kohler and Campbell, and it was made in Korea. I'm half Korean, and that was a piece of junk. It was a piece of the strings would just keep breaking all the time, all the time. And eventually we had all the strings replaced in the base of the piano or something, and it still kept breaking. It was just a piece of junk. Then we bought a 510, a Boston, which is designed by Steinway, and it's made in a kawaii factory, I think in Japan. And it's it's more expensive. I think nowadays a 510 one of those is like 30 or high 20s. By the way, I'm a Steinway artist. I don't get paid to be a Steinway artist. There's some perks that come with it, but I don't get paid or anything. My favorite piano is a Steinway. But if you need like a piano that's like a good everyday piano that's really good, and Boston is amazing. Like Boston, like a 510 Boston is like a perfect size for most houses, and it's really, really good. And like a new one is like high 20s or 30 or something like that, somewhere around there, which is I think like roughly half the price of like the same one, same size but a Steinway. But it's really good. Anyways, we got that, and I don't think a single note, maybe one string broke in the course of like 12 years or something. Like the Korean one was a piece of junk, the Kohler and Campbell. Yeah. Have you ever had a performance of a piece which you hated to record but sounded amazing live, or vice versa? Would you hate it on record? Oh, hate it on record. I said to record. Would you hate it on record but sounded amazing live, or vice versa? That's an interesting question, Anant. Hate it on record but sounded amazing live, or vice versa? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, there's some pieces that, generally the piece, I don't, like if I don't like a piece, I usually don't like it, whether it's on record or whether I'm playing it, but you can still get into it, even if you don't like it. Does that make sense? Like you can still, like if you're playing a piece, it's not like you wouldn't have chosen to play that piece, you can still really get into it and enjoy it in that sense. You know what I mean? Because you're still in the piece. Because like when you're performing a piece, you want to put aside your biases and make it as good as you can, and hopefully you can really get into the piece and say what the composer wants to say through the music and what you want to say through the music. Hopefully you can bring something out that you appreciate and want to portray through your music, even if you don't particularly like the piece of music. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, generally, like, so if you're performing a piece, I try to, like, if I'm performing a piece I don't like, I'll try to put aside the dislike for the piece. Like if it's a piece that I wouldn't have played, that I wouldn't have picked myself, even if I'm performing, I still want to, you know, do as best I can and really bring out as much as I can of the music and what I want to say through the music. So I can appreciate it that way. But then afterward, you still might, you know, if you have a good performance, you're still really happy and stuff, but you know, you still might not like the piece itself. I don't know. Gibson owns Baldwin now, but they're currently manufactured in China. Oh, do they still make pianos under the Baldwin name? I've played on one Chinese piano called a Pearl River. It made my Kohler and Campbell sound like a Steinway in comparison. Yeah, Pearl River, I played on one. It was probably beat up too. It was like in a high school, but it was a sad instrument. Steinway designs a very fine instrument called Essex as well. Yes, I think it's I don't know if I've ever performed on one. I know of Essex. It's kind of like the sister of Boston maybe. I think it's like designed by Steinway but made in Korea. I don't know how it compares in price to the Bostons. Yeah. I know that the thing is Kawai makes fine pianos too. Like Kawai pianos can be really, really good. So, I mean, my guess is that the Bostons are better than Essex, just because it's made in the Kawai factory, it's made in Japan, and I haven't had the best of experiences firsthand with Korean pianos. So I'm assuming it's still probably okay because it's, you know, designed by Steinway, and Steinway probably would not want to have its name associated with something that was really bad. Doesn't Steinway own Boston? Yes. Yeah. It's like the Steinway designs Boston. I don't know if they own it. They probably do. They're all sold in the same like showrooms. Samick is gorgeous furniture, but the Baldwin is a total workhorse. Yeah, I think a lot of Korean pianos, at least in the past, like Kohler and Campbell when it was made in Korea, it's a piano that people would buy to put in their living room to have a grand piano to look at. I think, you know, it's shiny, it looks nice, but like it's not a real good instrument. The Kohler and Campbell that I had at least wasn't a good instrument. Maybe they've improved. Do they still make Kohler and Campbell? I don't know. But this was back in the 90s. Shigeru Kawai pianos are startling great. Yeah, they're really good. The thing is, Kawai and Yamaha are both really, they make really good pianos. But then you look at the price. And oftentimes, at least for the full-size 9-foot like 9-foot pianos, like the concert grands. Steinway ones, I don't know how much they cost now. They're all 6 figures. Like the Steinway ones, I think they're lower 6 figures. I don't know exactly how much they are now. But the Kawai and Yamahas are both at least MSRP higher than Steinway. And so I wouldn't, like if you're gonna spend that kind of money, get a Steinway. And again, I'm biased, so full disclosure, I'm a Steinway artist, but they don't pay me. If I didn't like Steinway, I probably wouldn't be a Steinway artist, I'm assuming. But Shigeru Kawai pianos are great. I played on some. And also the Yamahas are great. I'm not sure how their smaller pianos compare in size. But in price, like their smaller in size pianos compare in price to like Steinway equivalent sizes. But I know they're full-size pianos, MSRP at least. Maybe they'll give you deals or something, I don't know. But MSRPs at least, the Steinways are generally cheaper for a 9-foot Steinway than a 9-foot Kawai or a 9-foot Yamaha, which to me doesn't make any sense, because there's no question I'd choose the 9-foot Steinway over one of the Kawais, unless I was gonna buy it and I could sell it and then take the money and then buy a Steinway and have money left over. Economics major. Learning a lot about both technique and piano drama. Oh, I have lots of piano drama. I could write books on the subject. Maybe I should write a tell-all. What it should be called, like the, behind the stage, classical piano world. It's a small world. I was basically curious whether you think a good performance cuts through poor audio quality, etc. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Good question. There's a reason Steinway has the reputation they do. If their name is on it, it'll be a quality instrument. Yeah, I mean, they used to advertise like 99-point-something% or 98% of all concert halls have Steinway. And the tone that Steinways have, I think is good. This is my impression. I think getting into the geeky, like imagine a graph. So Yamaha, Kawai, the pianos are, the difference between, like if you're looking at a ton of pianos, like a ton of Yamahas or a ton of Kawais, the difference between pianos is very, very small. If you played on one or two, if you played on a few Yamahas, you kind of know how they all are. Same with Kawai. The variance between pianos is very small. Steinways, on the other hand, are like this. Sometimes you'll get a really bad Steinway that's just terrible if it hasn't been taken care of, if it hasn't been whatever. But then, sometimes you'll get a piano that's on the top of that spectrum, and it's like God made that piano with his own, like, personally. Like he made it personally and then sent it down to earth. You know what I mean? And it's just so amazing. And when you get those pianos, it's just like, it's amazing. The tone and the richness. I don't think Yamaha and Kawai have the tone that Steinway does. The same goes for Bösendorfer, in my opinion. Bösendorfers are very expensive. A lot of times they're like, oh, they're a few $100,000 or whatever. Yeah. Or Fazioli. I've debuted a Fazioli before. Beautiful pianos, like the Ferrari or Lamborghini of pianos, I think is what they call it. Beautiful piano, very bright, and it's great for certain types of music. I wouldn't want to play all types of music on it, though. I'm rambling. But the tone is very, the Fazioli is very bright. The Bösendorfer has more of a maybe hollow, kind of like mellow tone, but the Steinway can have a very rich, it's hard to describe. It's a rich tone that I think the Yamaha and Kawais don't necessarily have. Anyway, let's get to this. Let's start it over because I've been rambling. Okay, let's take a look at the timestamp, 231. So help me do math, folks. Let's see. 231 is going to be 120, 151, right? 151 minutes? Yeah, okay, this is Schumann Concerto in A minor. Okay. I think if I click save, it'll work. Yeah. Isn't it hard to get a dark tone on a Steinway? I would say, compared to like a Kawai or a Yamaha, I think it's actually the opposite. I think it's harder to get a dark tone on a Yamaha, for example, because I found that Yamahas generally are brighter. A lot of times I think they're brighter than a Steinway. And again, it depends on the technician and stuff too, but I found that like a lot of times on some of the other brand, like Yamaha, Kawai, the tone, like if you hold a note down on a Steinway, it can really last a long time. In certain cases, not all Yamahas and stuff, for example, but using Yamaha or Kawai as an example, oftentimes you'll play a note and it kind of just fades. I've noticed, yeah, So it'll kind of like, you'll play it and it'll ba, and it kind of dies away fast, even if you're holding it. Whereas Steinways can sing longer, maybe. This is obviously a very personal, perspective on it. But I found it. I think it would for me. I think it's easier to get a dark tone on a Steinway than like a Yamaha or a Kawai, because oftentimes I found those to be brighter pianos. Good question. Okay. All right. Almost got that first part down. pretty melodies in this piece, doesn't it? It comes back to this part again. Had the wrong note. Balance.
piece. How far does this section go? It goes on and on here. Beautiful piece. Oh, there's a cadenza too. Yeah, I think it has a better melody. I think this is even more beautiful than the Greek A minor. I think so. The main theme is really pretty, at least in the first movement.
very beautiful piece. What was that? Molly singing? Oh, very beautiful melody in this thing. It's one of those, I think it'll be fun to slowly keep working on it. It is 12:30. We've been at this for almost 3 hours now. My goodness. I am pooped. It's Friday. And I haven't eaten anything. I have not eaten anything yet today. Just coffee, which I need a little bit more of right now. Beautiful day out though. I wonder if I should take a run. And that requires too much effort. Maybe I'll change my mind. So, anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. Afternoon where some of you are, middle of the night where others of you are. And a lot of people have come and gone. Is this the first time you played through it? No, so I got the music Monday or Tuesday, and I looked through a few pages of it the first, I did a little bit of it the first couple days, and then played through part of it. So I've been working on a little bit every day. Really fun. Tell all my friends, please do. If you're not subscribed, do it. Like it, share it. And the other channel, the rest of the channel stuff too. I'm really focusing these days on, practice and stuff too, but YouTube, because I think even after, the whole coronavirus situation kind of passes and things hopefully go back to normal, I think the YouTube is a good way to get music out there to people. Just in general, even after concerts start up, later on again. I know that this is not, I've talked about this in the past. I'm not the type of person who wants to give 300 concerts a year. That sounds terrible to me. Some people do, great for them. I wouldn't want to be on the road that much. I've done, even before the whole Corona thing, happened, I was kind of intentionally being more, trying to, not do too many concerts, not to overextend myself, because it's wearing mentally, physically, just, you're always prepared. It's like you're always just, it's like a treadmill. You're always praying for the next thing. As soon as one's done, it's like the next week or the week after that, or all that stuff. So I've been intentionally trying to do fewer concerts than I had at one point, but bigger, hopefully, trying to get bigger concerts and stuff. So thank you. This is really fun. I'll tell my friends. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kali. Please keep doing that. Yeah, thank you. These practice sessions are very niche, I think. Not a lot of, most of my YouTube audience is not going to sit here and rewatch 3 hours of stuff, right? Like, a lot of this is just mundane, but that's what 99% of playing the piano is mundane stuff. 1% is on the stage or what people see. So I know that the practice sessions aren't super mainstream, but hopefully, sometimes doing these are fun for, people that are interested, a little bit behind the scenes, just hanging out. It's fun for me because it's hanging out. I'm not just sitting here at the piano all by myself. I've got people to talk to. I retreat you every time now. Oh, thank you. So I'm focusing on YouTube a lot. And of course I got my Facebook and Instagram. I have Twitter, but I almost never use that. I think my Twitter is Twitter handles Charlie Albright. The other ones are all Charlie Albright pianist, because someone took Charlie Albright. But I'm really focused on the YouTube. So I post on Facebook, Instagram, but I try to get those people to come over to YouTube. So yeah, thank you. And say, well, has you the most talented, expressive, unique pianist I'm currently wearing, just my opinion. Well, thank you, Reams, and I hope I'm not mauling your name, but R-E-A-M-C-E, Reams. I'll call you Reams. And thank you for the super chat thing. That was my very first super chat, and it was very, very generous of you, and I really appreciate it. It's very, very, very helpful. So thank you so much, Reams. And thank you everyone for hanging out and just shooting the breeze with me. And follow on Facebook and Instagram, and here, especially here, YouTube. And I'll post. I've got more videos coming. Let me know what types of videos you want more of or what less of. So these practice piano live streams become videos that people can watch later. But I've got the practice piano with Charlie ones. That's these live streams. There's the learn to play piano with Charlie, where I talk about just basically a little mini piano lesson. I've got a few of those coming up. Playing piano with Charlie is just playing random things from classical music to movie music and stuff, video format. Then there's talking time with Charlie, where I just rant about something. And then there's like vlog posts and stuff, which is completely random. Like the one I had going golfing, and the one I had, I have a couple coming up, you know, installing that water pipe thing. I've made the video, I'm gonna make it. Maybe my audience on YouTube won't like seeing me install a water tap thing for a fridge in the garage, or maybe they will, but hey, I make a video about it, why not? I don't know how to pronounce my name either. It was an accident. Oh no. Oh, okay, thanks, Reams. And we'll just call you Reams. Yeah, sometimes if you type it in wrong when you're signing up and then you do it and then you realize it's wrong, yeah, sometimes they don't let you change it. Love the story video. Oh yeah, so videos of like stories, like the Carnegie Hall one. That kind of goes, story time with Charlie kind of falls in very similar to like talking time with Charlie. But yeah, so let me know what's good, and whenever I do, thanks for, hit the like button and like comment, because a lot of the algorithms do. It's like how many people have liked or watched the video for the first few minutes or commented or whatever in the first so many minutes of the video going up. It's like how much of the video have they watched, how much have they commented, how much have they liked, how much have they shared, and how much, you know, has all this happened in the first 30 minutes or hour or two or whatever of the video going live. And then they determine that whether they spread it to more people or not. Engagement. Oh, these darn algorithms. Anyways, good plumbing is vital for pianists. I agree. I mean, good plumbing internally. Sponsored by Dual Coax. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Anyways, I like doing stuff, you know, a lot of times people think that, oh, you know, musicians only do one thing. And I think there probably are a lot of musicians that only do one thing. But if I only did music and that's all I did 24/7, I would probably go crazy and quit. I love music, but in moderation. All right, you guys take care. Thank you again. Thanks, Reams, again for the super donation thing or whatever, super chat thing. And thank you all for hanging out and for chatting and for keeping me company. Okay, I'll see you guys next time, and have a good weekend. Stay safe and healthy, all y'all. Bye-bye.